YouTube, you know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time, and it's also Raise the Jolly Roger time because the Pirates tied up their series with the St. Louis Cardinals in the divisional round today, earlier this afternoon. 7-1 the final score after being thumped 9-1 yesterday. They come back and do a little thumping themselves on those Cardinals, and they go on to win once again the final 7-1. And now it's back to Pittsburgh for Game 3 on Sunday afternoon. Definitely looking forward to that. I've always, of course, my first favorite team in baseball is, of course, my hometown Philadelphia Phillies, but I've always liked the Pirates too. I guess it's a Pennsylvania pride thing, I don't know, but I always, like them too. And a little fact here, a little Mighty Fan fact here, the team that I have the second most jerseys for in baseball for throwback jerseys is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Of course, the number one being my beloved Philadelphia Phillies, but coming in second in my whole collection is the Pirates. I have the they're the team that takes the second spot for most jerseys for one team in baseball in my collection. More on that in just a bit, but yes, it is 2 straight seasons now my Phillies have yet to have missed out on postseason play, but I'm really happy that the Pirates made it this year. First time since 1992. That was before Joe Carter touched them all against my Phillies in the 93 World Series. I see you, hometown fans. But the Pirates have gone a long time since the Skinny Barry Bonds played there and missed out on postseason play since 92. But it's great to see them back in. What an electric atmosphere that was in the wild card play-in game where they beat the division rival Cincinnati Reds to get to the division round against another division rival, the Cardinals. So, and the Cardinals have had too much fun over years. I think it's time someone else has a little fun in postseason play. So, my horse in the stable for the postseason this year is the Pirates. For the first time, really in my life, that I can be old enough to remember and experience it, that the Pirates have made the playoffs. So, I'm really happy once again for that. And I just wanted to say that. So this video is about the black and yellow. It's about the Pittsburgh Pirates, a little tribute to the Buccos for making the postseason and now having a little run in the postseason. And let's get right to it. I have a couple new pickups that are Pirates related. And before I get into that, I thought I would kind of revisit my Pirates collection for you, the viewer. Because, like I said, it is the team I have the second most jerseys of in baseball behind my Phillies. And let's see the jerseys that led up to the pickups that I'm about to show you guys. So let's go as the Jolly Roger sits down there. We're gonna go to the jersey I'm wearing first, which is my oldest Pirates jersey in the collection. I've had this longer than any other Pirates jersey. I don't know who made it. There's no tags. I know it's not a Mitchell and Ness, but it is still a nice gold at the time. Willie Stargell, of course, Pop Stargell. They got the double stitched all around it, besides for the name on the back, which is single stitched. Really nice jersey. Everyone's got to have this classic gold Pirates jersey. Now I do have, this is, I know for a fact, the Mitchell and Ness jersey, because I got it at the Mitchell and Ness store some years ago, and we got the gold the Cobra Parker jersey right here. Really nice jersey, of course, with the gold going all over it there. And that Pirates in the black and white, really cool looking, double stitched all around. And on the back, of course, you got the Parker single stitched on a nameplate, and the 39 is also double stitched. And the other thing I really like about these Pirates jerseys is their pullovers. They're the pullover styles from the 70s and 80s that I love so much. And of course, it's got those nice stripes on the sleeves too. Okay, so we got 2 of the key members of that 1979 We Are Family Pirates team. Dave Parker, which you just saw, and Willie Stargell, who I'm sporting right now. And speaking of Pop Stargell, we got a few more Pop Stargells in the collection. This is an older run Mitchell and Ness. This is the pinstripe, the honeybee, the honeycomb, I should say, jersey that the Pirates wore for a time as an alternate home jersey. It's got the Pirates double-stitched 8 on the front, of course, for Willie Stargell. No name on the back, but it does have the 8. Now, I've seen some versions of this with his name on it and some versions where it's not on it. And I know the older run Mitchell and Ness jerseys when they didn't have the licensing to these players and they made them anyhow, they never put the name on the back. It didn't matter what jersey they made or what team they made it for, they never put the name on the back. This version is supposed to have his name on the back, but this was, of course, an older run when they couldn't do it. So that's the history on that jersey. And this one, of course, you all know my affinity for Road Gray. This is the I want to say it's 1973 Willie Stargell Road Gray jersey. Mitchell and Ness, of course, really nice. No name on the back. Now, and this time they actually didn't have the name on the back, so this is actually historically correct. And it also has the Roberto Clemente memorial patch on the sleeve because, of course, the Pirates paid tribute to him. Passed away in the offseason that year in the plane crash. So there is the 1973 Willie Stargell. The Beehive jersey was actually a 1979, which, of course, was their World Series year, and so was the Dave Parker. And continuing with the Road Gray theme, this is the second longest Pirates jersey I've had in my possession. This is a Majestic Cooperstown jersey. It's, of course, Road Gray, and it's Roberto Clemente. So, of course, there's the Clemente 21 on the back. It's really more of a generic jersey because it is a Cooperstown collection jersey that they made years ago. But I actually got this, I remember many years ago in the city in Philly at the Modell's there. And it was the first Clemente jersey I ever owned. So I was really happy to get this. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Clemente. And we got another Mitchell and Ness right here. This is the this is 1990. So this is just when they were kind of in another version of their heyday. When they had this guy playing when he was skinny back then, Barry Bonds. This is a pullover, Road Gray, Bonds 24. The story behind this jersey is it is an older run Mitchell and Ness, but the previous owner put the name on the back. It's actually not supposed to have the name on the back, but he put it on the back. But either way, it's a cool jersey, and it's got that old Pirates logo on the sleeve. Just really nice. And I love that scripted Pittsburgh on the front. So. And the two jerseys hanging behind me, we got Kenta Colby. This is a 1979 Mitchell and Ness. And, of course, we got the 1971, the man right here, Roberto Clemente, one of the all-time classic jerseys in baseball is this home white Pirates Roberto Clemente jersey. And, of course, it only has the 21 on the back, which is how they wore it back then. Of course, in 1971, the Pirates won a World Series, and Roberto Clemente was the World Series MVP. And, of course, he was also on the 1960 Pirates that won on the Bill Mazeroski home run, the walk-off home run. The first ever walk-off home run in World Series history, of course, came against the Yankees. Clemente was on that team, and, of course, he was there in 71 when they won again, beat the Orioles that year, and he was the World Series MVP, the great Clemente. So these are the Pirates jerseys that I had in my collection prior to today. It's actually fitting that these two came in today because, of course, they win the game 7-1. I come home and these are in the mail, and I'm all excited because I just got these on Amazon. I had some. When you use your Discover card, you get cash back, 5% cash back, and depending on the month, depending on what you get it on. In the last 3 months, it was on buying gas. So I was able to add it up, and I have it all set up with Amazon. So I can actually use that money that I get back, the 5% back, per purchase on whatever, and I can put it towards something on Amazon. So I saved up my 5% cash backs the last 3 months, and so I figured before I take my long trip at the end of the month, I'm going to India at the end of the month, so I'm looking forward to that. But for 3 weeks, but before I take my long trip there, I wanted to use up that little cash back bonus I had and get these two jerseys in the mail. I know Murph knows about these. I was talking to him about this the other day, and I pulled the trigger on them, and they came in the mail today. So it is a true Pirates Day today. So let's show these. These are both Mitchell and Ness, and what these are the batting practice jerseys, and in their batting practice for baseball line that they've put out in recent years. And I really like these because The batting practice jerseys are really well done. They're heavy mesh. Most of them are pullover. They're just really cool to have. And the other thing that I really like about them is the price. They retail for about $80. Now I spent a little less on them because I got some bonus rewards on Amazon. But these are the most affordable jerseys that Mitchell & Ness puts out, and the quality is really good. So if you haven't indulged in a few of these jerseys, make sure you do so because they're really nice and they're really affordable too. So both of them are representative of the Pirates, of course. I want to make sure I get that year right. I want to say they're the 1982 season, but I want to make sure. I want to double check. Yes, 1982. The name tag is on the inside of these jerseys. And of course, we're going to go with Pop Stargell right here. This is, like I said, these are mesh, heavy mesh, really well done. The other thing I really like about the Pirates ones, if you notice the Kenta Colby in the background here, it's basically the same jersey. They didn't really have a lot of variety for their batting practice jerseys back in the day. So if you want to get basically this kind of jersey style at a cheaper price, you can get the batting practice one. Now I got that Kenta Colby, which is the regular jersey that they wore during games. This represented the 1979 season, and here you see just basically it's the same jersey. Maybe a little differences here and there, but it's basically the same jersey. So I really like them. I've always liked their the font of their name on the front, and so they really stand out. So I had to get the batting practice ones too, and plus the fact I didn't have a Pirates batting practice jersey in the collection prior to getting these guys. So I went ahead and I pulled the trigger on a Willie Stargell, and everything is single stitched on this jersey, all the numbers and that number 8. And it's also got the yoke sleeves, which is really cool. All the pullover jerseys will have these, including the batting practice ones. You got the Stargell single stitched on a nameplate on the back, and the 8 is also single stitched, of course. And it's got the nice trim going around the neck too. So I went ahead and I got Stargell, but of course you get a Willie Stargell. If you think of the 1970 Pirates, you got to go with the Dave the Cobra Parker as well. So I went ahead and picked up this Dave Parker as well. Really nice, exactly the same as the Stargell. Everything's single stitched and on that black. The yellow just shows off awesome on this jersey. The big bull Pirates on the front and that great font that they use. Really nice, and of course the big 39 on the front, and it's got the Parker as it was for Stargell, single stitched on a nameplate, and of course the 39 single stitched also. These are not bad for $80. These are really good jerseys. If you just want to get a nice affordable Mitchell & Ness jersey, do check out these batting practice baseball jerseys because they're great. I own about 5 or 6 of them now in the collection, and I haven't been disappointed yet. They're really good. But I will say this, you always want to go a size bigger than you normally would wear because they do run a bit snug, as it is with most of the newer run Mitchell & Ness jerseys anyhow. But yeah, Dave Parker and of course Willie Stargell, the two newest additions to the collection in my Pirates collection, but really happy I got them, like I said. And of course, you know me, it's all about the swag factor. Where is the jersey without the hat? As you see, it's a little hot right now, so I'm going to take this off. But I got my batting practice Pirates hat on. Speaking of batting practice, I can actually probably wear this with these jerseys. So I got the batting practice taken care of. But I do, of course, have a small collection of Pirates hats. And if you're going to have a Pirates hat, you got to have the pillbox ones, right? So here they are. The two versions of them. This one actually, they're both Cooperstown collection. This is an older one. I've had this for a number of years, and it has the 2 stars on the front. And of course, Willie Stargell started that with the Pirates back in the day. He would put a star on different players' hats as a if they did something really special or whatever, and it kind of built up from there. You see the old pictures of like Dave Parker and Willie Stargell with their hat and have stars all over it. That's what they did. And then this, of course, being the other version. This one has the 1979 World Series patch on the side. Really cool. And then, of course, we have the rest of the Pirates hats. Well, most of them. I do have others, but they're more fashion hats. These are the ones that they would wear on the field. This is circa the 1970s. Got the normal hat. This is an older New Era on-field fitted. I had this one for years. This one I got some years ago. It's like the alternate hat that they wore when they wore that jersey, the Clemente jersey, based on the style. They actually wore it again this year, but they went with this hat. But when they originally wore it, they went with this one. And this is actually the on-field fitted, like they would have worn on the field with that jersey. Like if you saw Andrew McCutcheon wearing that jersey some years ago on the field. Of course, now they wear it with the yellow hat. And this is my oldest Pirates hat that I've ever owned. This one I got back in the 90s. This is New Era Fit. This was their Road Gray hat. And of course, you know me, I love Road Gray. I kind of wish they wore this again, with their Road Gray jerseys, but of course I wear this one normally when I wear one of their gray jerseys. And it is the older gray underbrim, on-field fitted. I got this, like I said, back in when they wore this, like back in the 90s. And last but not least, my other newest pickup. Hey, you know what? If you make the playoffs for the first time since 1992, it's definitely cause for celebration, and I had to get this. I got this on MLB.com. It's actually on sale, and I picked this up on MLB.com last week. It's the postseason hat. So it's got this is the one they actually wore. They actually wore this today. It's the on-field fitted New Era, and of course, it's got the 2013 playoffs, postseason, 2013 postseason on the side. I figured, you know what? They made the playoffs for the first time since 1992. I gotta get this hat. I gotta get this hat. I wish I had a Phillies one to go with it this year, but hey, maybe next year. Long off season. Let's see what moves my beloved Phillies make this off season. But hey, until then, I'm rooting for the Pirates. They're the team I hope wins it all this year, and hey, it's a long shot, but you gotta root, right? You gotta have hope. You gotta believe, as Tug McGraw used to say. So, yeah. So I know that back in the day, the Pirates and Phillies were a hated rival. They just hated one another, particularly back in the 70s when both teams were really good. So it'd be kind of interesting to see if over the next how many years, if the Phillies can start to get good again, if a rivalry starts to heat up again with these two teams, because I definitely love rivalries, and I kind of wish there was more of rivalries in sports than there is, but we will see. Of course, with me, if it had to come between the Phillies and Pirates, I'm Phillies all the way, but since my beloved Phillies didn't make the playoffs this year, I'm rooting for the Pirates. I'm keeping in my home state of Pennsylvania, and yes, so once again, we're going to raise the Jolly Roger. We're going to hope the Pirates can take a 2-1 lead on Sunday, and go Buccos. And this is a little tribute to the Pirates, once again making the postseason for the first time since 1992. That's a long time. That's a very long time. And yes, I remember the wait it was for me after the Phillies lost in the World Series in '93. It took them until 2007 to make the postseason again. I know the Jays they haven't made the playoffs since Joe Carter touched them all. I'm not saying anything that, hey, it's the curse of the Phillies or anything, but I'm just saying, it's yes. But anyhow, I'm sorry, hometown fans. But anyhow, yeah, and Virgil and the rest of the Blue Jay fans out there. But hey, I am a Phillies fan first. But once again, since my beloved Fightins aren't in the playoffs this year, I am pulling for the Pirates, who I've always had an interest in also, mainly because of the jersey. I've always liked their jerseys. Always have liked and the colors. I've always liked them, so I've always had a little soft spot in my heart for the Pirates, and I'm glad to see them doing well now. And yes, many Jolly Rogers will be flying around on Sunday, including here at my house. So anyhow, to all of my subscribers, to all my fellow Jersey heads out there, to all of my family, all of my friends, all of my the fellow DeviantArt members, anyone that I'm forgetting, this is MightyFan saying peace. There it is, and I will see you in the next video. Go Buccos, and enjoy the postseason, everyone. I hope whatever team you're pulling for does well, but I hope a little more for the Pirates. But anyhow, I'll see you all in that next video. Okay, bye.